The FIVB Beach Volleyball Swatch World Tour is underway, and 2012 starts in Brazil as the planet's best players go head-to-head. All the action coming up right here from Brasília. Clayton Lucas here with you for women's semi-final action as China take on Brazil. The number 3 seeds of Xi-Xue and Zhang Zi up against Juliana and Larissa, seeded second. Weather conditions perfect, it's partly cloudy, not too much sun around, but it's still pretty hot and windy out there on court. But it won't bother the players as they get out onto the sand. They've just finished their warm-up, they're ready and waiting for their introductions. And first on screen is player number 1, Xi-Xue. She'll be doing most of the blocking. Zhang Zi, the lefty, player number 2, does all the defending. Very difficult player to stop at the net when she does get a chance to have a hit. Referees in charge of this one. Marc Berard from France up on the stand, and he'll be ably assisted by Canada's very own Larissa-Juliana.
From Canada.
Up against China. Brazil's number 1 ranked team, ranked number 2 for this semi-final encounter.
Now let's meet the 2 teams for today's match. First for China in red.
The teams waiting for their call to order.
Number 1, Xi-Xue.
Xi-Xue, just 23 years of age from Fujian, 10 seasons on tour, which would make her 13 when she started. That's pretty young. She actually started playing around at the age of 14, and her playing partner, 27 years of age, Zhang Zi, with 12 seasons on tour. They've had a first on 9 occasions. They actually joined the World Tour as a pairing and made a real impact, winning their first 3 events in a row. But in their way for this particular match are the legendary Juliana. And Larissa-Juliana out onto court, 28 years of age, over $1 million in prize money to her name. And her playing partner, Larissa Franca. An incredible 43 first place finishes on the World Tour. And probably in one of the biggest seasons of her career, as she and her playing partner bid not only to make it to the Olympic Games in London 2012, but also to win a gold medal. And that would pretty much tick all their boxes. They've won everything else. They're the current World Tour champions. They're current world champions as well from 2011. And if you're wondering where the number 1 seeds are, well, they're out. The Americans of Misty May Trainer and Kerry Walsh beaten by Juliana and Larissa. First set about to get underway. Brazil in black serving with Larissa. It's China in red receiving. And the first point goes the way of the side out. Zhang Zi showing how difficult she is to stop with that left hand of hers. Very tall team, China. But it doesn't make a jot of difference for Juliana. I think she actually went over the top of the block and puts this one away very nicely into the corner. Right over the top of the block. Juliana serves. It's a good serve as well. China in trouble here. Free ball for Brazil. Nice wipe off. Xi-Xue doesn't really get a lot of hitting because she is tall at 1.89 m. Makes it difficult to stop, although very nearly stopped by Juliana, just going through her arms. Juliana and Larissa really are the complete package. The most athletic team on the tour. Despite their height, it's really not a factor. 177 for Juliana, 174 for Larissa, but on a net that's 2 meters 24 high. Both of them get up there, both of them hit it high. Looking for a touch that was eventually given. So heavy strapping for Xi-Xue on her back. How much that will affect her performance and her ability to move. Larissa. Good serve, well picked up by Juliana. Chance here for China. Well taken. That's a big point for them. It's from the serving line. Normally you expect teams to side out. So to win a point from service means the block defense has worked well. That's exactly what's happened here for China. Turning the ball into transition, making the defensive play, and then coming up with the spike. Easy cross-court angle for Juliana, plenty of it open for her. Xi-Xue already moving to the line, just gave even more space for Juliana to work with. Well, that's what the lefty brings to the party. Xi-Xue could have just as easily hit cross-court as she did line. Watch your body position. Just lets that one drift slightly. Loads of line to aim at. Uncharacteristic, unforced error. A lot of teams doing that on centre court when they're off the net and the ball gets slightly behind them and they're side on to the net. Just watch Juliana here over-rotating and over-hitting the ball as a result. Another unforced error from Juliana. She was almost caught in two minds. Looked like she was going to hit it hard. Decided not to. And it's off the palm of the hand. Doesn't really roll it to get it to come down earlier. Just put too much on it. And with China having a 5-point lead, Brazil called the timeout. China haven't really done much, have they? It's Brazil who've given up the points with some unforced errors. And as usual, Juliana is giving Larissa a very good listening to. Both teams are allowed a timeout in each set as well as a technical timeout. China with the serve. Brazil looking to find a way back into the match. Good defense, good reactions from Larissa. Enough on that to get the wipe off. Juliana having a look to Larissa. They're finding her on the completely the wrong side of court. These two teams played each other 27 times. Brazil lead by 20 wins to 7. And it was Juliana and Larissa won the last time out as well at The Hague in August last year. 2-0, 21-19, 21-14. But it's China who have the lead here in this first set. Brazil decreasing the deficit. That was unlucky, the ball catching the top of the tape and giving it a bit of extra bounce over Juliana, who couldn't get a good contact on it. Read it well, good break, just taken out of her reach. Xi-Xue almost throwing it back in. Easily done from Xi-Xue. Always taking the ball right at the top of her reach. Great angle. Xi-Xue opens up. Really thumped that one cross court. Technique is just superb to watch from Brazil. Lovely and straight in the air. Really strong core muscles. The technical timeout's looking much better now for Brazil, just 3 behind. They were 5 behind when they called timeout. Now on the comeback trail, China trying to fend them off.
Segura pouco, sai, segura, deixa eu jogar.
Larissa to serve. Well watched by Larissa. She's going to have a chance to swing hard. Goes for the wipe off. Good pick up. Brazil having 2 chances to put the ball down. This will be their best one of the rally so far. And they get it done. That was hard work. Great defense, good athleticism from both sides. In the end, China unable to keep it in play, and Brazil back to within 2. Didn't touch the block on its way out. Xi-Xue leaning a little too far. And that wasn't an angle that she was able to find the line with. Two very good points here for Brazil. China taking as long as they can to get ready to receive. Just trying to break up the momentum, and it's worked. Referee's pretty hot on making the game tick along. And that delay was just enough for China. They have the ball back now. Strong rotation for them. Zhang Zi serving, and Xi-Xue already at the net, ready to block. And she blocks very well indeed. Right across the net. A little tight, a little low for Larissa. Oh, it's really well read. Jumping into the line. Brilliant blocking from Xi-Xue. That's the one thing that Brazil, for all their athleticism and for all their ability and their skill level, against the taller blockers, if you get in the right place, you are going to stop the ball. Unforced error from Brazil, so all the hard work has been undone. And China back in the driving seat. It's the block defense that's doing it for China at the moment. That one partly into the net, partly into the block. Bit of both. Better hit, this time Larissa off the net, opens up the angles. Nicely done from Zhang Zi, just off the block and out of play. Nice and early hit before Juliana could get settled in the block. Zhang Zi moving perhaps a little bit too early to the line. Pokey was shown very early as to where it was going to go. Good chase. Good pick up. Oh, that's really well done. And Larissa's having a moan. She's not happy with the way China played the ball in the rally. There's nothing wrong with what they did. That's a great pickup. And that too is a great pickup. I think she's calling for that to have been a carry, the ball that Xi-Xue played, but referee seeing nothing wrong with it. Larissa's playing a dangerous game against Xi-Xue. This time going into the cross court, but just getting the spike away early enough. Have to go, if you put your hands into block, you have to put both up and block, you have to commit. So simple line roll for Larissa. Brazil have the ball back, but as far as China are concerned, it's all about a couple of side outs and the set is theirs. China wanting that to have been their way, saying it's gone off the block of Brazil and into the antenna. Referee saying no, it's gone into the antenna. Yes, indeed, good spot, good call from the lines judges. Into the antenna first. Antenna and then block. So it's Brazil's ball. China, in touching the antenna, have deemed the ball to be out of play. So China now have set point. Zhang Xi opening up the space by leaning backwards to enable her to go after the block. Larissa with a swing to keep Brazil in the set. And Brazil still are in the set. Really cut across that one. One side out required for China. Zhang Xi has a look, goes short cross court, and it's good enough. China take the first set, 21-17. Very nicely done indeed by the youngsters. Brazil now with it all to do.
É isso aí, Xi-Xue. Olha, mais uma promoção relâmpago aqui do Banco do Brasil. Presta bem atenção você aí, galera. Tá aí curtindo o Facebook no www.
Well, China have come into this match unbeaten. They beat Italy's Giuria and Momoli 2-0. Let's have a look at some of the highlights from the set. They beat Australia's Borden and Bacara Palmer 2-1, 15-8 in the third. Then they beat Brazil's Cunha and Lima 2-0. And then they beat Italy's Xi-Xue and Menegatti 2-0.
Escolher a frase mais criativa e entregar par de ingressos para a área VIP da grande final de amanhã. Então vai lá, já comece postando aí rapidinho no seu Face, facebook.com/tv.
The super slow-mo brings a whole new dimension to watching the athletes. Perfect set from Larissa. So the players back out, ready to start set two. China in red with the serve, Brazil in black receiving. It's China who are 1-0 up. And Juliana looking to get the first points on the board for her team. And she does with the wipe-off against Xi-Xue. Brazil's road to this semi-final has been a little rocky. Won their first three matches. They won the first two matches, then lost to Xi-Xue and Menegatti of Italy. 2-0. Then beat Switzerland's Kuhn and Zunke. So we have another look at this very tidy side out from Zhang Xi. Then went on to beat the Netherlands 2-0, and then beat the United States in three. 21-13, 24-26, 15-13 to set up this semi-final encounter. Good reactions from Larissa. And so too from Juliana, but that's the second time Juliana's gone into block and then not put her hands up. Fortunately, Larissa in the right place, keeps it in play. And then Juliana gets the ball, that comes up onto the net. Juliana been a count later. She would have got a better contact, might well have made the block. Nice fast arm, plenty of cross court, point for Brazil. Good serving from Brazil. Xi-Xue's been doing mostly setting duties, and then when asked to pass, gets it all wrong. pick up from Juliana, and very quickly in position to be able to have a swing. And she gets a brilliant cross-court angle. Well, it's the work you do off the ball that defines you as a team, and Brazil are none finer than those two at working hard off the ball. Look how quickly she's up, and look at the position she finds herself in then to be able to put pressure on China. Good disguise on that one from Zhang Xi. Larissa was off to the line too early. Oh dear, Zhang Xi thought it was going out. She turned and then let it go, only to find the ball's landed a good foot in court. Nice pokey from Juliana. A satisfactory outcome. It's been called out by the lines judge and followed up by the first official, Mark Berard, confirming the line judge's call. Well, it's well out, but did it get a touch in the block? Nope. Got a touch in the block that time. Massive block from Larissa, changing roles with Juliana and showing her exactly how it's done. Smallest player on court coming up with the biggest block. Right into the cross-court zone. Down goes the ball. China's turned to call the timeout, so we can have a look at some of the action so far from this second set. Brazil certainly have found their rhythm and their momentum, leading by 6. Here's a must-win set for them. Juliana's going to serve and Larissa's going to stay in at the net. Why not? She's already made one block. Can't make another one though. China silenced the crowd with that serve. Very difficult to pass those. Straight line, and you don't know where the ball's going to go down. Not like a jump serve where it goes up and down. There's an arc at which you can watch the ball. You know where it's going to land. The float serves are much more difficult. Line block's been signalled by Xi-Xue. It matters not though, as it's an easy lead for Brazil. And no side-out duties required. Up and rose to another level. They're trying to attack Juliana high on the shoulders. Zhang Xi keeping cool and calm and not panicking, trying to hit the ball too hard or snatching at it when Juliana had broke from the net. Nice read from Zhang Xi, and a very good finish as well, picking off Brazil. Chipping away at the lead. Good work from Juliana. Not the best of passes, but Larissa pops it up on a plate for her. And Juliana makes amends. Strong side-out work from Brazil. Good dig. Solid finish. Big point for Brazil. Lovely break from the net and then follows it up with a ball straight down the middle. Oh, that was really clever play from Zhang-Zi. She'd seen that Larissa was making the break. Larissa still moving backwards when the ball was being played and then has to change direction but can't get back quickly enough. When do you stop? That's the question. If she'd have stopped a pace earlier, she'd have got it. Touched as it went through the block, so Brazil have the point. Even though it's gone out, it's caught the finger, only just, mind. Just enough. It's looking good for Brazil at the moment. Last time that China won was a semi-final match in Ireland last year. Won the first set, lost the second, won the third. So important, they've got strong hands in the block. And you see what happens if you're not strong enough. That last play is a ball actually turning the hand of Juliana. This one just not quickly enough to get onto the ball. Some of the players use a second movement, they go up and then try and swat it back. Good touch, not quite going to stay in play. Block does its job in making the touch and slowing the ball down. And it's then up to Larissa to try and get onto it. Very nearly kept it alive. Clever change-up from Juliana. There are tells though when you look at players. If you can spot them, you know when they're going to hit and when they're not. There was never a hit coming there from Juliana. It's always going to be a shot. The next question is, where's that shot going? So Brazil happy to mix it up at the net, blocking-wise at the moment. China sticking with their routine. Xi-Xue doing all the blocking. A costly error, really, from Brazil. Juliana had nobody at the net. It should have been hit. It wasn't. The roll shot dug. And then Zhang-Zi puts it away down the line. This time she gets it right. Zhang-Zi off and running to the line already, and that makes up Juliana's mind for her. A bit of power this time from China. You can see the left-hander, she's miles away from Juliana. Juliana is not going to get anywhere near that unless it's turned back to the line. Good leave. Had that one covered. Xi-Xue didn't quite know where the court was. So a let-off for China. Interesting closing stage of this second set. Just 3 points in it. Cross-court block signalled against Larissa, line block signalled against Juliana. Has to come over. China reset their block defence. Larissa in attack, goes cross-court, and that one's not coming back. Lovely touch initially, but the initiative always with Brazil. A couple of serving errors in a row for the number 2 seeds. And they're just giving a glimmer of hope here for China. Maybe they could do it in 2 sets. It's a must-win set for Brazil, they know that. That's better. And Juliana acknowledging that fans up in the stands off the back of this swing. Lovely swing from Larissa. That's probably enough now for Brazil. They only need 2 more points. And they've got a big cushion with which to get them. Oh, the block not quite doing its job. It goes wide of the sideline. Enough power on it from Zhang. Going to go after Larissa. But it doesn't work, and it's now set point for Brazil. Great block, still in play though. And China have the side out. They save the first set point. Four side out chances here for Brazil. Larissa for the set. Takes it, line roll, good enough. We are going to a decider. Brazil take the second set, 21-16.
É isso aí, Richard. Agora o terceiro e decisivo set. É o set da galera, o set da arquibancada. Olha, já pensou amanhã você assistir a grande final feminina direto na área VIP do Banco do Brasil? Olha, que mordomia. É muito fácil. Pegue o seu tablet, pegue o seu smartphone e mande uma frase.
Easily done in the end from Larissa.
Banco do Brasil e vôlei de praia.
The players very quickly, the captains very quickly to the first official, get confirmation of the score. And it was Brazil who won the toss. They chose to receive. It'll be China serving from the far end as we look at it, the picture provided by the camera on the jib. So all to play for now, first to 15 for a place in the final. Got to win by 2 clear. No technical timeout as we have a look at some of the super slow-mo action again. Pure athleticism. World-class beach volleyball. Deciding sets. China and Zhang Xi with the serve in red. Brazil receiving. A little change up from the off, going after Larissa, and it pays dividends for China. Larissa just caught the block actually, didn't it? And then was sent into the tape. Good blocking from Xi-Xue. Another good serve, this time going after Larissa again, but the ball rising up into her shoulders and making the fatal mistake of going back with the ball instead of taking a step to the side to create space. And China finds themselves 2-0 up. At last, Brazil have the side out. Very quickly back on level terms. Good serve from Larissa. China in a spot of bother, trying to scramble the ball back over. It's a poor pass from Zhang Xi. Juliana going a little bit too early in the block. Became an easy roll then for Zhang Xi. Well read by Zhang Xi. Can she finish it off? Yes, she can. Lovely cross-court spike. Both players sliding into the net. Zhang Xi unloading on that one. And Zhang Xi in the right place, unfortunately for her, couldn't stop that one. Lovely effort from Larissa to find the line. China making the court seem very small at the moment. Both players left it. It's an ace serve for Brazil. That ball right down the middle. Perfect serve. Time Zhang Xi just hammers it cross court. Larissa doing the same. So good at that particular play, coming in square onto the net, then cutting across the ball, but keeping the height is so important to get the ball down. Oh, that's a lovely block. Juliana up and straight across the net, denying the cross-court angle. Jumping right into the cross-court zone. Excellent block.
Xi-Xue, favorável da grande final amanhã, Xi-Xue.
É isso aí, Daniel. Amanhã, 9 horas e 30 minutos, sessão terceiro lugar do torneio feminino. E às 10h45, a grande final feminina da primeira etapa do ano do rapaz Xi-Xue.
Trying to call the timeout as they find themselves a point game. This is where Brazil invariably up it and just move up a gear. They've been in this position so many times before. They know what needs to be done. They know how to do it, more importantly. Lack of concentration from Larissa. Xi-Xue with the serve. She's going to come through to block. Needs to be a tough serve to stop Brazil going over on 2. Certainly is that. And it's a cheap point for China. Brazil not able to mount an attack, a free ball going back. And in fact, close enough to the net to allow Xi-Xue to get the point. Now she comes through again. Oh, good touch. And brilliantly converted by Juliana. That was almost a miss-hit by Xi-Xue. Didn't look like she got hold of that ball at all. And it just drops right down in front of Larissa. Xi-Xue with the serve. Well, the top surface is proving to be quite slippy. Xi-Xue went after this, just losing her feet under her, being up flat on the floor. Sands got compacted up underneath the player's feet. That's an angle Xi-Xue likes to work. She's very good at doing it. It's frustrating for Brazil, they can't quite stop it, but she's able to go over the top of Juliana. Larissa's got no real chance of getting that one. It's steady stuff at the moment from Brazil. Nothing silly, putting the ball into the open spaces. That was tantalisingly close to Juliana. Well, it looked like Xi-Xue was going to make that dig, but let the ball turn her body, and she ends up facing the way the ball goes. All square. Momentum with China, as long as they can side out, they edge into the lead each time. But it's now where Brazil need to make their move. Larissa. Oh, good pick up, just denied at the net, but Juliana couldn't bring it back into play. China not particularly happy with Larissa's initial dig, but the referee said it was fine. Lovely touch in the block from Xi-Xue. So Brazil use their only timeout as we hit the business end of this deciding set. Brazil know that not only have they got to side out, they've got to win a point from block defence now in order for them to have the initiative. If it keeps going on serve, it would be China who would have a match point ahead of anything that Brazil could do. Xi-Xue with the serve. Well, the ball's not touched in the block. And it goes down as an unforced error against Juliana. And the timeout has not helped Brazil at all. That's better. Brazil have the ball back. Juliana firing cross court. Xi-Xue, who fires straight back. Xi with the serve. That one's not caught the sideline. Has it caught someone in the block? Brazil are saying it did catch someone in the block here. And China is saying no, it didn't touch anybody. Well, that's interesting. Brad's gone to have a look for a ball mark. The ball was out. That's not what Brazil are questioning here. Brazil were asking for a touch. They believe the ball was touched in the block. And that's why Juliana and Larissa have gone over to the second official. Wow, that looks in from that particular view as well, doesn't it? Looks out from that one, though. Who'd want to be a referee? Ball is given out and no touch with it. The crowd aren't happy. The players aren't happy. China are delighted because it's now match point for them. That view makes the ball look out as it's we can see the line quite clearly. With the other view, the ball was obscuring the line, which made it look like it may well have been in. But it's the right call by the officials. And now it's China serving. Match point to them. Juliana has to side this out for Brazil. And she does, emphatically. No messing about that one. Backs to the wall time now for Brazil. They need 2 points. China need a side out for a place in the final. Good pick up. Larissa. Oh, it's still in play, but it's not coming back. And Brazil have saved another match point. Great read from Larissa to find the cross-court ball. And then Brazil stand and watch, and it doesn't come back. Pressure is still on Brazil. First of all, this ball's got to go in, and then they have to defend against China again. And they have done. Would you believe it? Xi-Xue can't get the ball back in play, and 2 match points have evaporated. It's now a 2-point ball game. Oh, Larissa is so cool and calm under pressure. No emotion from her whatsoever. It's her serve again. Xi-Xue the target once again. And that one goes wide. It's an unforced error this time. And now it's match point for Brazil. What a turnaround. Well, you can bet where this ball's going to go. Xi-Xue is going to be asked to pass it, but she leaves it, and it's a good leave as well. That one just a little too long. And China let off the hook. And with the end turn around, there's a little bit of breathing room here for Xi-Xue to set herself. It's going to be Xi-Xue with the serve. She's going to come through to block. Juliana will have a swing. And it's China who get a point from the serving line to give them another match point opportunity. Nothing straightforward about the finish of this game, that's for sure. Xi-Xue's on it, she's got a swing for the match. And she's taken it, and would you believe it, China have turned it around, and they are through to the final, 17-15 in the decider. What a match. Well, there was something for the crowd to cheer about when Brazil clawed back 2 match points to make it 14-all, and Larissa had a serve at 15-14 up, but couldn't keep the ball in play. And it was the let-off that China needed as they turned it back in their favour to book their place in the final. And this is how it was done. A good read from Xi-Xue. And then she comes back to the line, and it's all over. China are through to the final. Well, confirmation of the score. We hope you've enjoyed the semi-final action here from Brasília. That concludes all of the volleyball for today. Join us again tomorrow when we'll have the medal matches for you. Until then, from myself, Clayton Lucas, it's time to say goodbye.